Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on the Barbie teaser. I got to talk about this teaser because some bizarro messaging, but not all that bizarre when you think of where it's come from. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 10 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget Kindle Unlimited is free. So this is a parody of 2001, the ape scene. If you've ever seen that, except it's little girls and the voiceover is something like, in the past, little girls, all they had to play with were baby dolls, which I don't even think is true, but, it's supposed to be a light comedy movie, so fine, whatever. Little girls dressed in old clothes, looking sad, playing with their baby dolls. And then, a new dawn arises, and it's Margot Robbie as Barbie from director Greta Gerwig, and it's Barbie. Now, I would have greenlit this movie. I don't know if I would have greenlit this script, though, because I don't like the messaging here. So Barbie appears, and she's like the monolith, which is symbolic, sure. But then they go further, and the little girl smashes her baby doll. That's going too far, I think. The symbolism there. Yeah, think about the symbolism of that for little girls. Oh, yeah, you don't want to play with a baby, do you? You don't want to be a mommy, do you? You want to be Barbie. Then they throw one of the babies into space. This is a direct parody of the 2001, and it's Barbie with music, and then various clips. Okay, so here's Barbie in her crazy town with all her accessories, I guess. I'm not sure what the plot of this thing's going to be. Here's all the Kens, I guess, doing Ken stuff. Ryan Gosling is Ken. I guess this is Barbie's friends? I don't know. What does it say? President? Does that say president? Yeah, it says president. So she's the president of Barbie Land? And then Mr. Five Rings is in this. I'm not sure why. Didn't know he was in it, but whatever. It's a girls' movie, so they're casting a lot of handsome men. And then here you have Margot dancing with her girlfriends in a plastic world. Yeah, I don't know. That based on Barbie by Mattel. Yeah, based on the long mythos of Barbie. The volumes and volumes of mythos. Written by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. Directed by Greta. That's about it, I think. Yeah. WTF indeed. It's looking really weird, right? That smashing of the baby dolls, it seems like it's symbolic, right? It seems like it's very symbolic. Like, I'll just say it. It seems like no. Don't go down the traditional route, ladies. You gotta go down the feminist route, like Barbie did. Barbie don't need no babies. Well, they had a pregnant Barbie, which you could put the baby on her. The baby didn't come out of her. I think it just clicked on and clicked off. This is really weird symbolism. And the whole movie looks surreal, and it looks like it's going to be a comedy, but man, I just thought, it's a little bit dark. A little girl smashing her baby doll to pieces. It'd be one thing if she, sat it on the ground and then ran for the Malibu Stacy rack like happened in The Simpsons, but no, it was A little more like, and look at the way she's dressed for this shot. Now this isn't like, well, she's poolside, that's why she's dressed. This is symbolic Barbie, right? To me, symbolic Barbie, she wasn't dressed like this. Symbolic Barbie was dressed closer to a princess. No tiara or wand or anything, although they had accessories like that. I remember all this because I used to see the commercials when I was a kid, and they had the Barbie comic at Marvel, and so you would see it. I was selling it in the shop when I worked in the shop back in the day, and you would see her in various different iconic outfits for the doll. So very strange, very surreal. Now that's kind of the way the movie's gonna be, but it should be, for little girls. If any movie should be for little girls, it should be the Barbie movie. Like, if you're in Hollywood sitting around going, yeah, we got the little girl market. How do we get the rest? Like, you're just being greedy at this point. You're not going to get men really to watch the Barbie movie. If only to say, well, Margot Robbie looks hot. I mean, that might be why we peek in, but to actually watch this thing, nah, I'm not sitting through 90 minutes of what I assume is utter nonsense in Barbie Land. So, just based on this teaser and the extra footage, doesn't even seem to center around Barbie. There's like a million other characters in this thing. Why? Sounds to me like if you're going to do a Barbie movie, you should focus on Barbie. And it could be a fun movie where Barbie goes on an adventure with Ken or without Ken. A movie that I would assume would center around their relationship since it's aimed at girls and they like that kind of stuff. So, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you? Are you going to insert a bunch of feminism in this? Because that's what it kind of looks like. Kind of looks like, oh, we're going to have all the little girls. It's time to insert the feminism now. Smash babies. Yeah, it's really bad symbology. Now, in terms of the three-act structure, it's kind of hard to tell from the teaser what the plot of the movie will be. Looks pretty nuts. I mean, she's living in a plastic neighborhood, it looks like. Yeah, that's throwing the babies. Really weird. I get it. You can do this, Hollywood. I mean, it's an explosion of pink. I think the little girls will like that. This, I'm not so sure. This seems a little. What is this? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's for kids. This stuff looks silly, so that seems like it could be for kids. A little too sexy. I mean, I don't think you want to make this movie too sexy if it's for kids, especially little girls. So I think you're showing a little too much skin in this trailer, and that's worrying. You're showing a little too much skin on Margot Robbie. And again, I'm not going to see this movie. You got to put her in a string bikini, I'd be like, wow, but now I'm not seeing a Barbie movie. To me, what I would have done is put her in a princess costume, given her magic powers and done stuff that Barbie would do. It was a very sort of girly comic. There's a lot of princess stuff going on in there. I don't know if she was a princess. I never read the comic. I would look at the covers and sort of flip through it and go, oh my God. I mean, obviously it's a joke. That's Ryan Gosling. But who are these other clowns? You got a million characters in here. I mean, it's a good looking movie, I guess, but I don't know. If I had to guess on the plot, jeez, this is a really tough one based on very limited information. It's got to center around Barbie, and then they have a president for some reason, so I guess where does she live is the question. What world does she live in? What would they call it? It doesn't look like Hollywood. it doesn't look like any place on Earth. So maybe it would be somewhere like Mattel Land, something like that. They would call it something very surreal. Barbie's not the president. Someone else is. So they live in this great world, I'll say. There's also scenes, not in this trailer, but in leaked footage, that they were out in the real world in California, outside. And I'm not seeing any of that here, other than the opening part with the dolls. Like this is artificial soundstage stuff. So maybe what it is Barbie goes to the real world, and Ken goes with her, because this is clearly soundstage. And most of this isn't even there. It's probably none of it's probably there. So she lives in this artificial world, and then somehow goes to the real world. And why would she go there is the question. Maybe she goes there as an ambassador, kind of like a alien trying to understand that world. The Barbie scientists figure out how to open a portal into our world, and she goes there, and then Ken goes with her and finds the world very crazy and depressing as compared to her bright and pink world. And then who would be the bad guy in Barbie? I don't even know. The bad guy would be, I don't know, someone in our world who's trying to kidnap the most perfect woman. But he would, since this is aimed at kids, I would assume he'd be a very silly villain, kind of like the villain in Sonic the Hedgehog, Jim Carrey. So someone like that, who's trying to capture Barbie or capture this technology. And then, since Barbie's the hero, I'm going to guess that Ken is kidnapped, and she has to save Ken. And she saves Ken, and they go back to Barbie World or Mattel Land or wherever the hell she's from. And then that's it. And there's some musical numbers and dance numbers, which again would appeal to the girls. So that's as best I could figure it. I mean, you know, in terms of just looking hot, that's not enough to bring guys into a movie. Believe it or not. You know, back in the 70s, it kind of was, because we weren't inundated with constant images 24/7 back then. You kind of had to be like, oh man, I want to go see this movie, because where the hell else were you going to see it? It wasn't going to be on TV for years. Movies were the only place, so you would go. Now you just got to wait on the internet. Somebody will leak the damn thing, and they'll put out like 19 million trailers and clips from the movie, and then in 3 years the whole damn ththing will be on the internet somewhere. Probably 3 years, 3 days, assuming they don't even just release it on, I don't know what kind. This is Warner Brothers, so maybe this will be on HBO Max, and I'll actually sit through it. No, don't ask me to watch this movie. Maybe I'd put it on and let it play in the background to check out all of Margot Robbie's outfits, but I'm not expecting any nudity or anything sexier than this. And like I said, I think this is too sexy for Barbie. A little too much. You could say, well, that's an old timey bathing suit. Yeah, but for Barbie, even that was showing too much skin. She'd always be in a dress. So, I mean, I think they're doing an old Hollywood. I forget the name of the actress, but she was like a pinup girl. Barbie wasn't a pinup girl. Nope. Barbie wasn't meant to be super sexy. She was meant to be kind of a princess. So, yeah, it's weird. Weird what's floating around in the heads of Hollywood. The destruction of babies is not a good look. Not a good look. I would have said, hey, why don't you just have her drop the baby and go, or throw it up in the sky, which I get that reference. Like, But smashing it and then having it shatter. Like those things, first off, those things don't shatter. I mean, what is this? Like Victorian era babies made of, ceramic? So it's weird. Anyhow, that's my rant. That's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for more bass takes, if you can imagine a more bass take than that. I will be at Arc Brewery on Sunday for and I figured out the name of it, it's the Christmas Car Show. So they're going to have cars and beer. And then Pineys books, because I'll be there. Hope to see you there on Sunday from 12 to 4, and we'll see you in the next one.